Hey guys, Dr. Norris Goldberg. Welcome back to the Spinal Hygiene 2.0 series. Today I want to talk to you about hip flexibility and mobility. I'm going to make another video where we go over some mobility, but for today's video, it's really focusing on flexibility. Mobility, flexibility, they're pretty similar. So today we're going to focus on the three-way hip stretch. The thing is, if your shoulders are really tight, if your hips are really tight, these ball joints, the limited range of motion in those areas are going to start to impede the spine. You're essentially going to try to make up for it in some of your spinal movements, and that could really hurt you or even injure you and just make your recovery that much more complicated if you keep doing the wrong thing. So there's a standing variation of this that I'll show you in a second, but first I'm going to show you the lying variation, because let's just say you got a lot of pain, or maybe, hey, it's in the evening and you're like, man, I got to do Dr. Norris's exercises and stretches. This is a great one you could be doing to wind down the night, stretching while you're watching TV or listening to music or a podcast or something, okay? So what I got here is a stretch strap. This is just kind of a fancy strap. You could literally put a belt loop around your leg the way I'm gonna show you here, okay? So it doesn't need to be a fancy strap like this. All right, so you can see I've got the strap around my foot. This one's nice and long. I can grab these handles to help me. I'm gonna lay back, just keep my neck totally relaxed here. We're gonna just do a straight hamstring stretch. So the first movement is just gonna be coming straight up and back, okay? Now, think about some of those core exercises I've shown you where you're pulling your belly button into your spine. I don't want you just like pulling your hamstring back here, stretching your leg, but you're not really activating your body the way we would when we go through motions, right? So again, it doesn't have to be like the hardcore lock, like I can't breathe, but think about, again, pulling your belly button down into your spine actively while you're doing this stretch. So let's pull it back. We're gonna go back as far as we can. Ideally, you get to at least 90 degrees, if not a little further, but some people are starting about here or even worse. And what I want you to do is try to increase that tension and keep stretching as you get more elasticity in those muscles. And I want you to hold that for about 30 seconds at least, but really the best is gonna be getting up into 60, even up to 120 seconds. So if you can handle it, just go for that nice long stretch. You're gonna get more out of it. Okay, you can also do a little PNF action, contract reflex, I should say. And what I want you to do is actually almost like press down, like you're gonna bring your heel down to the floor and then go back to a stretch. Hold that for about 10 seconds. Make sure you're breathing, pulling your core tight, and then push down, and then come back up. And each time you may get a little bit more motion, okay? Now we can pretty much just go into the next stretch right away. You don't have to reposition, but you will just change the position of the hand strap. So you're gonna grab it with the same arm as the leg that you're stretching. I'm on a table right now, but if I was on the floor, I would put my hand out to the side just so I don't roll over this way. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring it up about as high as I can, and then just let it off to the side right there. You're gonna feel a nice adductor stretch or groin stretch. Shouldn't be hurting your back. You'll be lifting a little bit, but that's why you put your arm out to this other side. Again, I can't show you in a perfect example here with my angle I can see, but I put my arm out so that when I'm going over to the side, I'm feeling the stretch. I'm not just focusing on if I'm gonna roll over or not. Again, hold that for up to 120 seconds. And then lastly, you're just gonna switch arms now. I'm gonna keep my leg nice and high, and then I'm gonna go over to the side. Now this one I can just cross midline because I'm pretty tight in my glutes, my IT band, my glute medius, and I bet you are too. So if you work out, if you sit a lot, for different reasons, this muscle can be tight. And so what I do is I pull it over, I let the leg just kind of fall to the side there. This arm is literally just keeping it back so it doesn't go down. So I'm pulling it back. I feel an amazing stretch through my glute, really even down the IT band, down the backside here. All right, guys, now I'm gonna show you the three-way hip stretch. And I'm sorry, you can't necessarily see all my body in this frame, but you'll get the point. So what we're gonna do, just so you can kind of see me from the side here, is I'm gonna just be standing, right? Then I'm gonna take a nice step forward. I probably got my toe to my heel, maybe a little bit further apart. And then this is where I want you to progress to. So the lying version is great, but ultimately we need to learn how to move our hips while keeping our spine in a safe and healthy position. So you're gonna pull your belly button up, just like a lot of the other exercises we've talked about so far, and then push your tailbone back and keep your neck, shoulders, and hips in line, okay? So I'm pulling up, pushing back, just arched over my front toe here, and I can feel a great hamstring stretch. Can let my arms just hang relaxed. You could also even hold your arms back here actively if you want to work on some postural muscles at the same time. Sometimes I'll just reset, go back down. Now I feel the stretch deeper. Kind of move down a little further to my knee. My knee is completely straight, okay? So straight knee, straight knee. Again, my feet are split and staggered, and then I'm just facing forward. Both my toes are facing forward, and I'm moving forward like this. You can hold that stretch for up to 120 seconds. Now, here's how we're gonna do it with the standing. I'm not changing the position of my foot, but we're gonna get those 2 other stretches in here as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the arm or hand of my front leg, and I'm gonna slide it down the inside of my leg, and I'm gonna start turning my spine, okay? So as I turn, and you may be limited, just depending on what's going on with your spine, like how much twisting you can get. If twisting creates a lot of pain, we need to talk about this. We potentially need to modify this. So what I want you to do is, again, go down, you're twisting, you're opening up. In yoga, they would call this broken triangle, right? So as I'm just leaning forward, I'm pretty much just pointing straight down to my toes. I can also bring this hand back and really open my chest up. That really starts getting me a deeper stretch into my adductors right here, okay? So nice and deep, I'm just hanging. Now you'll notice I'm not flopping, I'm not bending, there's no arc in my spine. I have a slight twist and bend in the hip, right? So all that motion is happening back here and up in here, okay? Again, broken triangle is the yoga pose. Great for thoracic mobility, great for core strength, and great for opening up those hips. All right, now we're gonna do the third one, and I switch sides just so I can be facing you. Same thing, feet are staggered. Sometimes I'll let my back foot kind of open up just a little bit, so maybe my feet are kind of angled like this. I always start with that forward motion, that we call that a hip hinge, super important exercise. You're gonna see another video about that. I want you to just think about your hip points and your tailbone. Everything's pushing back, right? I'm feeling a nice stretch in my hamstring, and then I'm gonna turn inwards towards the front leg here. Here's my hand. I'm just maybe even putting it on my knee. I'm feeling the stretch right here. And again, down this outside lateral hamstring, even into the IT band. So this is great if you get runner's knee. And then if you can twist and really open up. I can even use my hand. I'm kind of like pushing against my knee to create more twist. That's more for the thoracic spine, just to get a little bit more mobility in there. Ultimately, what I want you to do is focus on the hip. That's the key of this exercise. I'm pulling my core in, I'm turning, and as I turn, I just really crank up the tension on the outside of my leg into my hip here, into my glutes. I want you to hold that one for up to 120 seconds. All right, guys, that's my 3-way hip stretch. I hope you enjoy it. Try that laying variation, try that standing variation. Whatever feels best to you is what I want you to focus on. And let's get those hips moving and get your spine feeling good. I'm Dr. Norris. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I got some more great videos coming out.